All right, so if you're still watching this video, then congratulations, you've been clickbaited. So no, I did not get calf implants, I just know how to train for muscle growth, and today I'm gonna teach you how to do the same. Calves can be a lagging body part for a lot of people, so let's start out with some common mistakes that I see in the gym. Mistake number one is doing a seated calf raise or any variation of calf raise where your knee is bent. Guys, if you want the appearance of having big calves, please stop doing this exercise. It's not inherently bad, but I will tell you that there are much better options out there for calf growth. When we talk about having a big calf muscle, we're really referring to the gastrocnemius, which is the big superficial calf muscle that you're actually able to see. There's another calf muscle called the soleus, which is underneath the gastroc, and you can't really see it. And doing a seated calf raise trains the soleus more so than the gastroc, because the gastroc is a biarticular muscle, meaning it crosses two joints, with those two joints being the knee and the ankle. It acts as a knee flexor, so when our knee is bent, the gastroc is shortened and therefore less able to produce force. There's such a concept called the length-tension relationship in exercise science, which essentially tells us that muscles are able to produce the most force when they are around 100 to 120% of their resting length, and far less force when they are shortened. Not only are they able to produce less force when they're in a seated position, but they also miss out on that big stretch under load, which is very growth promoting in and of itself. I'm not saying that seated calf raises are bad, but what I am saying is that they are almost certainly inferior to calf raise variations where your leg is straight in the context of having the appearance of large calves. So as far as exercise selection goes, make sure you're using a variation where your leg is straight, such as on a leg press or a calf machine, and make sure that the only joint that is moving is your ankle. No other body language involved, no knee movement, just ankle. Mistake number two is that a lot of people do not prioritize their calf training. They leave it as the very last exercise in their session, and they are either too tired to put forth a significant degree of effort, or they just end up skipping it entirely. So if calves are a weak point for you, consider making calves the very first exercise you do on the days that you train them. Mistake number three is using your genetics as an excuse to abstain from training calves. Yes, genetics play a huge role in muscle growth, but your calf development is no more predicated upon your genetic makeup than the rest of your body. There could be some truth to the fact that some people have much slower twitch motor units in their calves, which are less growth prone than their faster twitch counterparts, but I wouldn't really call that a certainty. And even if it was, that doesn't mean your calves cannot be improved upon, so just put your head down and do the work. Ultimately, my recommendations are as follows. Pick a calf raise variation with your legs straight that allows you to get a deep stretch under high forces. Perform controlled eccentrics with a brief pause at that stretch position, using a load that's somewhere between 30 and 85% of your 1 rep max. Train very close to failure and perform around 10 to 20 sets per week. It may be a better idea to go slightly higher for the rep range, with my personal preference being 8 to 15, but in reality, anywhere in the 5 to 30 rep range will yield an equivalent amount of growth, so long as your proximity to failure is the same. I've found that calves are a very resilient muscle group, and they can be trained up to 4 times per week while still recovering in time for the next session. So for frequency, I'd recommend between 2 and 4 times per week. As always, these recommendations are very general and can be subject to variation depending upon the individual, as well as what the rest of their training program looks like. That statement also applies to the rest of the videos that I've done on here as well. And additionally, these recommendations are in the context of muscle growth training specifically, so keep that in mind. Keep a training log to ensure your performance is improving, adding sets, reps, or load over time. Follow this advice and you're on your way to having big calves. Enjoy the gains.